What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Trick 10s. Today, we're going to be working on a 19-foot 2004 Alumicraft all welded hull. This boat is very large and very deep. It's kind of set up as a bay boat or a duck boat with this large center console. The cool thing about this boat is it does have a 2-stroke 90 Yamaha outboard, and it has a tunnel hull with pods on the back of it. So it can probably draft in pretty shallow water. What we're going to be doing today, though, is we're going to be putting a floor in here, because the floor that was in here was rotten, and we're going to be replacing it with aluminum, and we're going to be putting some side panels in here, making it nice. Let's get back to work. All right, so you can see this thing has a huge 2-stroke 90 on it. I mean, it is really beautiful. It's in good shape, really nice motor. These things are powerful. I like this motor a lot. It's got a stainless prop on it. The boat has these step pods on it, which is pretty cool. It's got a jack plate and the tunnel drive hull. This is a really sick addition. You see how the tunnel sits up inside this back compartment. But besides the floor, I gotta fix a couple other things up too, like this hatch. It's really loose. And being that this is an 18-year-old boat, some of these welds have cracked. Got one there, actually all the way across this back bench seat. I'm gonna go ahead and figure out exactly how I'm going to get this floor designed, and I'm gonna get some of these welds fixed up. Let's get back to work. All right, so I got all the spots repaired that need to be welded, and I started taking some measurements for this floor. And I put this flat piece of tubing across here just so I could figure out how my floor is gonna lay. This front rib closest to the front deck, obviously you can see that it's higher than the rest of the ribs in the boat, which causes an issue for me putting a floor in here. This floor is already tapered with a slight V in the middle, and I cannot come back and put flat pieces across here. I'm gonna have to leave that V in the center of my floor, but I cannot bring it up onto this rib. So I called the customer and we decided that we're going to bring this front deck back to get rid of that rib. That way it'll be housed inside of the front deck. We're gonna put a big storage hatch in here, and I'm also gonna try to put a larger storage hatch into that existing hole he has up there. Let's get back to work. All right, so I got this front deck extension tacked up. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna remove the 2 rivets that I put in here in the front to hold this angle on. I'm gonna take this whole frame out. We're gonna set it on the table, square it up, weld it out. That way I can flip it over and get both sides welded good and strong. All right, so this front deck is framed out. Now, I've got to do something with this floor. The way it was ran before, got all this electrical coming up to the bottom of this console. Electrical wires are literally just ran in those small ribs where all the water is going to sit. These two PVC pipes, that's for his live well. I really hate the way this is set up. I wish I had a better solution for electrical. I'm gonna see what I can come up with. What I'm gonna do for now is just cut a big oval shaped hole out of my floor right here. We can put a panel over that if we need to. That'll be hidden underneath the console. That way we can access these wires and figure that out. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go cut the sheet. I'm gonna bend the sides up on it and put a slight kick down the center of it. We can get this floor put in here. All right, so the floor went in here surprisingly very well. You can see it contoured along the floor rib. It's actually damn near perfect, considering I just guessed at it. But these sides, I am gonna have to put these back in the brake, bend them up a little bit tighter. I figured I was gonna have to do that. What I really need to do is build the side panel, so that way I know which angle to bend this lower piece on the floor pan at. But it was a pain in the ass trying to get around in this boat without a floor in it. So I went ahead and made the floor. I'm not gonna attach it yet. I just wanted to have something I could stand on while I'm inside of there and moving around without killing my ankles. All right, so I just bent up these side pieces. It's pretty simple. The angle of this is gonna fit right on the side and kick down to our floor. Now I know that I bent this floor light. I'm gonna come back and bend it a little bit tighter. That way I can lay a flat sheet across here on both sides. It really changed the look of the boat, make it finished, make it look a lot more appealing. Not only that, it'll make it stronger. I am gonna weld these in here. I'm gonna make them solid, because this boat's probably gonna see some heavy wake and chop out in the bay and the river. Let's get back to work. All right, I got the floor and the side panel nice and flush now. These bends are right in line. It's ready to receive a flat piece of metal. Before I make this permanent and weld this in here, I wanted to drill some holes. Took my hole saw, drilled a couple holes. One over here and one over there. That one I hit foam. This one, however, it has a black tube in there that actually runs from here up here and hooks around and comes right out the back. It just didn't have a hole on this side. I mean, I'll be damned if I didn't hit that thing damn near perfectly right in the center of it, but that's gonna save him so much trouble and make his wiring so much easier. I'm gonna go ahead and get the floor and these tops of these side panels installed. That turned out really, really good. Floor is nice and sturdy. These pieces are in here, man. They're not gonna come out. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna cut some sheets to cover these entire sides on both sides. Go ahead and get them installed now before I get this console in here. Then I gotta figure out how I'm going to close in this box up here and get that hatch in there. Let's get back to work. All right, guys, so the build is completed. Thing turned out sick. Very, very nice boat. Big. I love the way the floor turned out in here. Side panels. Everything looks really, really professional. I'm gonna show you what's up inside of this box right here. This is this big storage box for the floor in here. This hatch and these side plates are not installed yet. Only because he's gonna be putting a battery on either side. It makes it a whole lot easier for him to get this battery in here and fish all these wires around Then you'll just have to come back and put a couple of rivets around there to hold that piece in. That is a big, big hatch. That's 19 inches by 60 inches. So, and it's about 15 inches deep. That gives you a lot of room for storage. This is original live well. He's gonna have to plumb that up, but nice sized boat, man. Got the console mounted. Just gotta run his rigging and steering and stuff, but it's really sick. I really love the way these side panels came out though. They look really good. This is another storage compartment. It was already there. It's kind of weird the way it slopes forward, but I just cut it out as big as I possibly could and fit a bigger hatch in here. Probably be able to use that for like his anchor, some dock rope and anchor line and stuff like that. Definitely a cool build. All right guys, so to wrap on this one. This thing turned out sick. It's a nice rig. Definitely gonna be fun to run around the river and the bay with. Customer actually inherited from his, I think he said grandfather. He was a charter captain and he ran charters out of this thing. So the boat has some sentimental value. Those are the ones I really like building, especially since it's a welded hull. Turned out killer. And he actually plans on doing the rest of the electrical and turf and paint. It's getting professionally painted. So it's gonna be a slick looking rig. Hopefully I get some updated pictures and maybe we can even do a video of this thing and show you guys what it looks like when it's completely finished. Appreciate you guys watching and hit that subscribe, like button, share. You know, help me grow the channel. I'll see y'all in the next one. I'm gonna get back to work.